All right, good evening. It is 6 o'clock, July 29th. And I call this meeting of the North Brookfield Board of Selectmen to order. If you all join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, first order of business is approval of minutes. We're going to have to do these in two sets. We usually do them all once, but we have some of them that Ralph wasn't at, so we'll have to do those separately. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes and executive session minutes of July 15th, 2025.
So moved.
I'll second.
I think I was at that one. No, 15th I was not.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then these, I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 1st, executive session minutes of July 1st, and the meeting minutes of July 8th, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, now the warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 2 for $264,211.51. School warrant 1005 for $52,228.19. General warrant number 1006 for $198,140.32. The fire highway warrant 1007 for $136,686.68. And the CDBG warrant 1008 for $15,923.61.
So moved.
Second?
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next thing we have is Holden Hospital Funds request. So we get money every year from a trust from Holden Hospital that closed down, and they had money that they put away in the trust, and they give it to the surrounding towns. And this year we received $9,518. And it's used, we're able to divide it up as needed to the different safety departments for certain things that, for public safety. So it's police, fire, NBEMA, and also EMS. So the request here, the first one is for the breathalyzer. It's necessary for community safety to determine levels of intoxication, and the repairs of the machine will cost $1,659. So I'll entertain a motion to approve those Holden Hospital funds for the breathalyzer for the police department.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So are we concerned with divvying up that $9,500 between the departments?
How's that?
How is that?
We typically, as they come in with requests, we usually
Okay.
talk about it and vote on it. So if
First come, first served.
Usually.
Sorry, sounds like.
usually, yep.
Okay. I'm good.
Well,
That's it. That's my question too.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this one.
That's just to get it on your radar.
All right, so we don't have to.
We don't have a quote on it, so we can pass over
Okay.
that.
All right, so the next thing potentially a request is a control panel for the alarm from the police department. Apparently, it's occasionally sending false alarms. So we definitely have to get a quote on that and get that fixed, so that'll be on the agenda at some point. All right, old business, senior center updates. We got Courtney Rivera, the director, Ralph Kay, he's our liaison, and looks like Judy Manning's here from the COA. So Ralph, I'll turn that one over to you.
Okay, so it appears that the senior center is at a crossroads. One way is to be positive and find ways to better serve the seniors in town and investigate what that would be. The other is that we just stop. I don't think anybody wants that. We have approximately 1,500 seniors in this town, about a third of the population. We're only servicing maybe around 12, is that right, generally, that come in? Somewhere around there.
We had 20 today.
20?
Well, 16 came for bread, food distribution in the morning, and we had 4 for sharing yoga.
And 3 new patrons today.
But they were part of the 20, I think, on this, anyway. Between 20 and 23.
Okay,
That's better than 12.
it certainly is. So we've talked about what can we do to change the image and to turn things around. And we've decided that we're going to solicit a survey from anybody that's 60 and older in this town, and we're working right now on a mailing list that'll go out to all residents that are 60 and over, because they're considered seniors, with a self-addressed envelope with their responses to the Board of Selectmen's office for review. Hopefully we get some good ideas, we get some good thoughts. When a survey, or you kind of work backwards, you find out, you start with what do you want to find out, and then build from there. And so what we want is to be able to service more people. Our customer base, if you want to call it that, is anybody 60 and over. And we're not getting enough of those. So we want to find out what we can do better. We have some ideas. You know, we know our hours are quite limited. There are people that are 60 and over who can't make those hours for a variety of reasons. We do have some good activities that have come along, but haven't been publicized real well and haven't been attended real well. Probably some of it has to do with those hours, as well as publication. While I'm on that, I saw the new leader yesterday, and it was a nice article on the front page. What I was looking for was when that happened. I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't even talk to the new leader, so I'm not even sure how they got that
When was it?
article. Oh, when was that? It was the beginning of June?
It had to be June.
It was in June. It was Joseph Early's office. That was June. Yeah.
Well, the way the article read, it sounded like a pretty good program.
Yeah.
How many people attended, do you know?
About 15 for that day. Yeah.
So it's another example. Boy, it sounded like a great program. I think if we could have gotten more people to take advantage of all that, it had to do with basically cybersecurity, wasn't it?
Everything. We covered
Crank
all
calls,
aspects of, yeah.
scams and all that. So it's really good. There's so much going on out there. It'd be a great opportunity for people to sit in and listen. Not necessarily seniors, anybody. So we're going to get those solicitations out ASAP. I will have a mailing list within the next couple of days. What we need to do is we need to get some volunteers to help us build a database so we can print labels and we can print out. We need to have a group to form to come up with a good survey that we're proud of and send that out immediately, if not sooner, and get some responses back. I mean, there are things, if we think about it enough, there are opportunities we have to service seniors in this town that doesn't even require the senior center to be open. For instance, let's say we have 20 people who want to have a bowling league. We've got a bowling alley right down the street. We could sponsor a league that we don't need to have the senior center open. That's just an example. There may be 20 people. That's 20 more than we have now. We could have, I don't know, Hearts has a pitch league on Thursday nights. They've been doing it forever. Why can't we do pitch on Wednesday nights? People may play pitch but not want to go to the bar room to play, and we can get the rest. Why not? Bingo is another example. We only need is a volunteer to be there. We're not going to be doing, we're not going to be providing alcohol or serving food or any of that stuff, but it's something for people to come to and enjoy, and that's what we want. So I'm in favor of being a more positive, proactive, instead of reacting to, valid concerns. Let's be out there and lead the charge to make this a senior center that we all can be proud of. That's what I'm hoping for. Will we get 1,500 people? I doubt it. But if we can get a whole lot, 60 people is 500% improvement over what we have. So let's go for it. And so I'm going to get that list together. We need some people to make a database. Maybe I can have it put on an Excel spreadsheet, and we can just print labels from that and get some. And then we can maybe do a newsletter every month. This is what we did last month. This is what we have coming up next month. Oh, and by the way, mark your calendars for, I don't know, New Year's Eve or whatever it is we come up with that can be down the road. And people will look for it in their mailbox. We have a grant that will cover the postage, so why not? I think that's what we do, and we get those surveys back, we get a group together, what can we do? What is going to cost us an arm and a leg to do? We don't just, we throw that out. But if we get several people who want to come up with some good thoughts, they may want to volunteer also. We are, we've lost our outreach director, right? We don't have that person right now, so it's another opportunity. And meals are getting harder and harder, so we need to take a look at that. We could use volunteers, so anybody wants to volunteer a day a week or a day every other week or something and come down and help cook a meal, that would be fantastic. Or be involved in another activity, that'd be great. That's what we need. We need more people volunteer, the more vibrant it becomes. So that's what I'm hoping that we can accomplish.
Well, thank you, Ralph. You got any questions?
Yeah, actually, last meeting, you mentioned the size of the demographic. Over a
Yep.
population of 4,700 in North Brookfield, you mentioned that
About a third is over 60.
that's incredible.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
I don't know how many people use the sewer system. I don't know if that's a third. I don't know. But it's a big chunk of people in the town that if we go the other direction and we end up not having a senior center, that's a whole big demographic that we kind of left out.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that.
All right.
You have a question?
I only have to say it because in 2 minutes I'll forget. One of the things that might be interesting, if you are going to do the survey and you say there's 1,500 seniors, maybe in the survey ask, are you retired?
Yeah.
Because if 800 is still working, then we can see, okay, they're not able to get there at that
Right.
time. And then maybe, like one day that you guys are doing something where there's not a big showing, you turn that to a night event or something.
Exactly.
Just so you have,
I'm hoping that one of the suggestions that comes out is to do something different with the hours. Right now it's what, 9 to 2, Monday through Thursday, is that correct?
yes.
So that's very limited. A lot of people age 60 and above are working
Yeah.
or babysitting
Yeah.
or have doctor's visits. So we really have narrowed that audience down.
Just for the record, that's not unusual for a senior center. Generally, most of the senior centers around here operate on that time frame, because most of the people that go are seniors.
Yeah, yeah.
To piggyback off what Karen said, you know, if you're gonna be sending out the survey, another question on there should be whether or not they have means of getting to the senior center.
Mhm.
Because I'm sure there's quite a few of them that can't get around, and may need help or outreach,
Right.
so.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Huh? What's
Blind
that?
squirrel finds a nut, I don't know.
He told me I had made a good point. I said a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. So, you don't have to put that in the minutes.
No,
You
we're
don't
gonna
have to
have
say,
t-shirts.
you don't even have to put who said it.
All right. Anybody else got a question for Ralph?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
Okay.
All right. So we have the appointments next for fiscal year '26. So the two appointments to the planning board, the member and the alternate member aren't here. We're going to do that in 2 weeks. But we do have a list of appointed town officials. Is it exactly the same as last time that we read 2 weeks ago? Or did you take some?
Well, you told me I was the town hall agent. I put myself in the town hall agent.
Okay. We got electeds for that, huh? All right. Well, I guess we'll read through them again. All right, so here's the list of appointed officials, and you'll note on here, we'll read the ones that are vacant that we need people for, and then after we're done, we'll take turns reading each page, and then we'll vote the whole list at the end, unless somebody's got a problem with anybody in particular on there.
I'm not sure mine are in this right now.
Following persons are appointed by the Board of Selectmen to the offices hereafter named to begin a new term of service effective July 1st, 2025. Town administrator is vacant. Administrative assistant to the Selectmen, Mary Beth Kolarski. Animal control officer and assistant animal control officer, both vacant. Bell ringer, Richard Smith. Assistant bell ringer, Patricia Miller. Board of overseers, Lieutenant Ryan Daly. Building inspector, John Kuchar. Local inspector, Nelson Burlingame. CMRPC alternate, William King. Caretaker of the town clock, Jeff Samuelson. Assistant caretaker of town clock, Jim Caldwell. Council on Aging director, Courtney Rivera. E911 coordinator, Chief Mark Smith. Emergency management director, Ann Adams. Fence viewers are both vacant. Fire chief, Darren Anderson. Deputy fire chief, Keith Marshall. Assistant fire chief, vacant. Gas inspector, Troy Allen. Assistant gas inspector, James Bergeron. Gypsy moth and elm tree superintendent, Randy Morgan. Hazardous waste coordinator, Ethan Malad. Harbor master, vacant. Historian, Brandon Avery. Insurance commissioner, Mary Beth Kolarski. Local emergency planning, Chief Mark Smith, Chief Darren Anderson, Randy Morgan, Ann Adams. Lumber surveyors, Chet Lebelchik, Ross Huback. Parking fines clerk, Kimberly Bent. Plumbing inspector, Troy Allen. Assistant plumbing inspector, James Bergeron. Police chief, Mark Smith. Lieutenant Ryan Daly. Sergeant David Churchy. Officer Jeff Martin.
Officer, John Francis. Officer, Nicholas Newman. Officer, Brett Lavoy. Public Weigher, Karen Huback. Quabog Valley Economic Development, James Metcalf. Safety Instructor, Darren Anderson. SCM Elderbus Board of Directors, Jason Betrides. Superintendent of Highways, Sidewalks, and Bridges, Randy Morgan. Town Accountant, Sheila LeBlanc. Town Collector, Kimberly Bent. Town Council, Copeland and Page. Town Hall Agent, Ms. Mary Beth Kolarski, new to the position. Town Treasurer, Allison Bulger. Veterans Agent, Holly Kolarski. Webmaster, Tara Hayes. Wire Inspector, Troy Brown. Assistant Wire Inspector, Keith Fontaine. WRTA Advisory Board Alternate, Susan
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Is that all right? Be all right. Zoning Enforcement Officer, John Kuchar. Agricultural Commission, William King, James Mandela, and 3 vacant spots. Capital Improvement Planning Committee, vacant, Joe Trinacosta, who's the Finance Committee representative, Jason Petritis, Selectmen's representative, Brandon Avery, Planning Board representative, and 2 vacant alternates. Conservation Commission, Mr. Brandon Avery, Christine Morrison, John Turner, Aaron Lynch, and Andrew Weevil.
My pages are out of order. Which is the next page?
Council on Aging.
Okay. Council on Aging, Judith Manning, Mary Watina, Diane Hopkins, Suzanne Phipps, Dorothy Ravine, and a vacancy. Downtown Development Committee, Sheila Orsi, Jack McClintock, Marilyn Borst, Ethan Malad, Eva Brown, Brandon Avery. Election Workers, Clerks and Inspectors, Republicans, Warden Lisa Kolarski, Deputy Warden Holly Kolarski. Democrats, Warden Dorothy Ravine, Deputy Warden Rita Lemieux. Unenrolled Warden Carol Ryback, Deputy Warden Susan St. John. And Elizabeth Darty, Sheila LeBlanc, Joanne Ford, Ann Jeanette, Gilda Hannon, Allison Bulger. Finance Committee and Special Town Employees, Chester Lubelchik, Roger Brooks, Robert Filipkowski, Bill King, Joseph Trent Acosta, Kathleen Crevier is an alternate, Michael Kolarski is an alternate.
Townhouse Committee, James Buzzell, Patricia Miller, Gene Underwood, Maureen Waslowski, Eva Brown, Marilyn Borst, Sue Lewandowski, Maureen Caramello. Historic Commission, Marilyn Borst and Jack McClintock. Insurance Advisory Committee, Allison Bulger ex officio, Ann Genetti, Tim McCormick, Tara Hayes, Kim George Court, Damian Surratt, and 1 vacancy. Library Building Maintenance Committee, Thomas Scourin, Peg Bodine, Helen Foyle, Scott Norrie, Ellen Smith, David Marr, Leah Tulip ex officio. Local Cultural Council, Nancy Vittor Waldron, Jane Hines, Karen Erickson, Jean Goyette, Heather Cruto, Robert Filipkowski, and Juliana Petritis. Local Public Access Committee, Jake Anderson, Alan Smith, Sheila Orsi, Byron Ake, and a vacancy.
Additional videographers, Corey McIntosh, Nathan Gershman, Luke Anderson. North Brookfield Emergency Management Agency, Ann Adams, Christopher Marinin, Robert Filipkowski, Susan Lewandowski, Charles Buchanan, Brenda LaCare, Gino Caramelio, Sean Adams, Gino Carmino Jr., John Magario, Lori Rael, Don Mailing. Parks and Rec Committee, Brandon Avery, Andrew Weevil, Nancy Waldron, and 2 vacant spots. Board of Registers, Jennifer Marquis, Susan Toomey, Stanley Hansen, and Helen Foyle. Safety Committee, Mark Smith, Darren Anderson, Randy Morgan, Eric Cardenas, Jamie Faman, Peter Orsi, Patrick Kurtzy, and Ann Adams.
Sewer Commissioners and Special Town Employees, Donald Smith, Charles Haddock, Kevin Valeri. Sewer Superintendent Eric Cardenas. Assistant Sewer Superintendent is vacant. Operator Michael Mercandante. Operator Kyle Notary. Zoning Board of Appeals, Karen Huback, Tara Hayes, Michelle Petritis, Carol Ryback is an alternate, and we have a vacancy for an alternate.
All right, I will entertain a motion to approve and appoint all these town officials for fiscal year 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion?
So, the water department isn't on here?
Water department's elected.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right. So the next thing we have is grant policy. So one of the problems we've had with grants is whether or not it's going to have matching funds, and we don't always know that when we apply for the grant. We're not always told. It's kind of elusive trying to figure out whether or not there are matching funds. If we do a grant and there's like $1,000 match, it's not a huge deal. But when you do a $300,000 or $400,000 grant and there's a $50,000 match or $100,000 match, that's problematic. And if you don't know about it, that's definitely an issue. So what we've done is put together a grant management policy, and I think that was mostly you, wasn't it?
I helped.
All right, you want to,
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna read the first page here. I think it's written pretty well. Yeah. Memo regarding grant management of the town of North Brookfield. Acting as the chief executive officer for the town, the Board of Selectmen play a major role in formulating financial policy and procedures. As mentioned in our email dated June 18th, the board wishes to maintain better practice relating to grant management at North Brookfield. By no means does the board wish to discourage our town's leaders from seeking grants, because as you know, grants are a very important lifeline to our community. However, it is also important to have a process in place that manages the application of the grant and, if awarded, monitoring the grant's intended benefit. Once a department leader committee identifies a possible grant opportunity that fits with the services of the department and committee, they should seek the board's approval to proceed with rendering an application. To do so, the leader should submit a Board of Selectmen grant application signature request form as attached here to though. If the grant is straightforward and all elements are understandable, the board will render its decision. However, if the grant requires additional attention, the board will then request the finance committee evaluate the merits of the grant application. Once the finance committee offers its opinion, the board will then make its decision regarding this grant. Town accountant will maintain a log of the grant application requests. Although this is still in the development stage, perhaps at some point this log will be open to town leaders to view the types of grants being pursued in town. So really, this is, in the past, the board has encouraged committees and departments and department heads to go out and seek grants. And really what this is we've worked on a process, kind of guidelines to kind of run those grants through and kind of put them all into one place so they can be managed, looked at, Board of Selectmen, Finance Committee, the accountant has an idea of the implications of the grant, like Jason said, matching funds, how much, what's the town's responsibility, what's the timeline, because if there are matching funds required, it kind of belongs in that finance committee, because the finance committee is looking to put together the yearly budgets, as well as, we are intending to expand the finance committee's role. So I think it really, it helps keep things in control, but it also helps somebody wanting to, apply for a grant. It gives them some guidelines. And I think You know, it is a living document. There was no intention to kind of get it right the first time. It was get the framework, let's get it going, let's start using it and improve it as we go. I do want to personally thank Sheila LeBlanc, town accountant, as well as Joe Trinacosta, the finance committee chair. They did really the real work here as far as putting this together, and I definitely want to thank them for that.
Absolutely. All right.
So I'd like to kind of have the board approve it.
Make a motion.
I would like, I make a motion for the board to approve the grant management policy and procedure as written.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
I think it's good. We need to get some control, centralize things so that there's good communication. We're not blindsided by costs we didn't expect. I think it's a good idea.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Do you have anything else,
I do.
Ralph?
No.
All right. Public comment period. Excellent. I'll take it. Karen. Karen, go ahead.
Wait to see if Kathy was gonna raise.
I'm waiting for you.
Come on, let's not
Well, we're all
fight.
gonna leave and let you guys wait.
Let's not fight.
Just a couple really great things. On the 14th, we had our free hot dog event for seniors in town. So the hot dog, Long Branch Hot Dog came up and donated beans and hot dogs. DJ Brian came and donated his time. And there was a little over 40 seniors that showed up. And the Congregational Church allowed us to have it on their lawn. All they had to do was bring chairs, and you know, there was singing, there was dancing, they were requesting music, and there was a lot of laughs. So it was really a good time, and you know, people were like, are you gonna do something again? Are you gonna do something again? So I just think to see the community had put this on, you know, it was so many different people, and then there were residents that made the sides, the potato salad, macaroni salad, they had ice cream for dessert, and it was just a lot of fun, and I think, you know, the seniors deserve that, the town deserves that, and you know, more positive things, and I just think it was really, you know, well received, and so I want to thank everybody that participated in it, and everybody who came, and you know, maybe our wheels will spin, and we'll do something else, because it really was a good time.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Karen.
The second thing I want to say is today was technically the grand opening for the Collaborative's very own food stand.
Nice.
And it was a joint effort. Howe Lumber donated all the materials. John Tripp built it. Tina and some unknown teenager painted it. The Congregational Church allowed us to have it there. And today we kind of, you know, bedazzled it a little bit. We have the cork boards where you can kind of follow us to see what we're up to. This, if you look to the right, that's where we're going to ask for all your money, so you might want to just look to the left. We have vegetables there today, and with some research, we've got them in water, so they're not wilted in the heat, and you know, we'll eventually be doing our ice cream and snacks and things like that. But and on the bottom we have a donation bin if anybody wants to donate non-perishables to the collaborative, because we're always short with that. But again, that was another community project. You know, many people got together and made this happen, and you know, this town is a great town to have that happen. And when you get a group of people together on the same page, you know, they can move things. So, yes, those are two wonderful things that I thought happened, and I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you. Great.
You're welcome.
Kathy.
Yes, mine's good too. Not as good as that. Regarding the holiday DOT, Decorate Our Town Committee, which headed up last year. I have somebody who has said that they would take that over, and that is our own Lindsay Rockwood, who works for the water department.
Nice.
She was on the, she helped, I met her last year, she came and volunteered last year. She's a phenomenal worker, and I spoke with her, and she would be willing to take that over. I know it's not a position that you appoint, but it's a good thing to have in the town. Decorating the town at Christmas, people love having the town decorated at Christmas time specifically. I mean, that's
Excellent.
making you aware. The second thing is I'm going to kind of get a little nag about this one. And it's regarding, again, the 250th celebration of our country, which I think is so important, and you know that.
You're right.
And I
Absolutely is.
can't do it. I can't do it. But I really think, guys, that I'm making, strongly suggesting, how's that? I'm
You're
strongly
not gonna
suggesting.
suggest Chet, are you?
Maybe.
All right, go ahead.
But I still have my scrapbook from 50 years ago.
Oh, perfect.
When we had it was called the Bicentennial Commission. We had a
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you call this celebration. The 200, I don't know what you call it. But anyway,
I'm sure this is a word for it.
I know, but I don't think it should be the responsibility of the Parks and Rec to take on a year's time celebration. I think they should be included in
Right.
a committee that's formed. Part of the committee will include the Parks and Rec. But to have them, as my vision of what has been in the past, incorporating both the 200th anniversary from 50 years ago and the 175th that we had, however many years ago that was a big celebration too. That was a wonderful big, I have everything. I have all the paperwork, notes, and I may not be here physically, but I got a phone and I got a computer and I know how to talk. So I'm strongly urging you to form a committee. I know people, I do know people that have said in the past that they would serve on that committee, and I would gladly help get a committee organized. And I'm stressing it. We need
Do you
something
object
good
to a
and
committee
fun.
for that?
Not at all.
Celia still has her
object to a
period
committee?
costume.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to form a committee to plan the 250th anniversary.
Good.
So,
Second.
All right, any discussion?
I think it's great.
I'm assuming once we form it, we would be advertising, looking for volunteers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's really where it starts, right?
Yeah.
Trying to
I
find
mean,
folks that-
well, we need the blessings from
Yeah,
the board.
Yeah,
We need
well,
the-
you certainly
we need the
gotta-
blessings from the
certainly gotta
board.
get that.
And we want to make it really a lot of fun. Let's have a fun year. A 50s dance. We had a 50s dance 50 years ago. We had a 50s dance at the Sportsman's Club where they came in period. They dressed in the 50s, and we had a DJ, and it was just, I remember.
So now we can do an 80s dance.
Go back to the
We could
50s.
still
No,
have a 50s
We're
dance.
still in the 20s. We could have a 20s dance.
It's 50 years later.
Well, now we're talking flowers.
Colonial dance.
100
Yeah,
We're
stamps.
celebrating 250th, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway,
could have
so we'll all have opinions. and we'll
Revolutionary
pitch on
War
it.
enactment
Just
on the
saying.
Colonial.
Just say,
Ralph, can you give those to Mary Beth, please?
Be happy to.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Before I leave.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right. All right.
We're gonna miss you, Kathy.
Oh.
We're gonna miss you.
Yep. Well,
Skype in.
now for the one that's gonna bring us down. Brandon.
Jeez.
Sorry.
This is just
It's all in fun, Brandon.
a lot of actually great events coming up within the next month or so. Next Wednesday, the Woo Sox are hosting the town takeover, where they pick a town. Next
Nice.
Wednesday, it's North Brookfield. If you go either to their website and look under Town Takeover, or it's been posted on Facebook, if you go through the link and buy tickets through that link, $5 will be going to Parks and Rec.
Oh, wonderful. And
This year.
Tina's singing the national anthem, right?
No.
They're
Oh, no.
gonna throw the first pitch at her, that's what's gonna happen.
So, yeah, so that's next Wednesday at Wood Sox. You know, if anybody's interested in baseball,
And $5 goes to Parks and Rec?
yep, for me,
Nice.
tickets sold through that link. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
What's that?
What else you got?
The last in our scheduled concert on Common will be August 30th. That's going to be the Superchargers with a special guest. I don't know if we should announce that yet.
I'm not ashamed.
Okay. Our very own Jamie Gilman will be as part of the band, so he'll be blasting some tunes.
Blasting.
Blasting.
Tina, you hear this one. You'll
I
hear
better.
us.
I am so disappointed because I want to hear it in my backyard.
Oh, you'll hear it.
Saturday, my chickens.
So, yeah, it's Saturday, August 30th, and we have a special kind of addition this year. Tequila Mockingbird is getting together for a special performance on the Common Saturday, September 6th. That's starting at 1 p.m. That was thanks to members reaching out and just wanting to perform in the hometown when getting together. I guess one of the members moved out of town, but he's going to be in town, so hope people come out and support that. The following Saturday, September 13th, is the annual Hearts Playground fundraiser that they do every year. So that's always a great event. That goes all afternoon. So there's several things coming up. Can't say there's a lack of things to do. So.
And I heard your Saturday's event was well attended. I heard a lot of
Saturdays,
people say a lot of positive things.
Good show.
it was
Yeah.
a good show. Yeah, we had a good turnout, and we like to keep the momentum going. So come out for the next events.
Great. Did you have anything else?
Hope I didn't bring you down too much.
No, you were good. You were good.
It's very uplifting.
Yeah. No litter updates or?
I'll say that for next time.
All right. Good. All right. Anybody else? All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.